Hello, hello. This is the My Artifact episode number 3513. Today's date is August 1, 2025. It's been almost like morning at 7:19 a.m. All right, we directly jump into the question. All right, yeah. Okay, you disagree that making big money isn't important. Okay, yeah. What is at least this question? Okay, this question is mostly a self-analyzing question. You are kind of like asking this question for analyzing yourself regarding about money, regarding about yeah, like basically this question is about the money. So yeah. Okay, so question is that you disagree that making big money isn't important, or I'm gonna kind of like simplify that do you agree with this statement or not? Making money is important, making big money is important. Do you agree or not? Okay, it's a very subjective question. Okay, yeah. Everyone wants to earn money. All right, everyone wants to earn big amount of money. Okay, yeah, but it is also really essential that how much it important for them. Like very few people are will have so much big money in they will have, and so many people who don't really earn that much amount of big money. Okay, yeah, like some people are actually earning so much amount of money, and some people are not really that much earning so much amount of money. Okay, yeah. What is actually reason why so many people don't really earn so much amount of money, like big amount of money? Why not? Is because of the importance. Okay, yeah. Like what I'm trying to tell you is this thing ki, every person has its comes with the own purpose of living the life. Okay, yeah. And if that particular purpose is actually solved or done by the little less amount of money, then why would that particular person wanted to earn more amount of money that doesn't really need him? Example, like basically is this thing, the guy who wanted to do a job, guy who wanted to support their family, guy who wanted to kind of like a live their normal life. This is kind of like a, simply his goal. He doesn't really want to do any kind of like a something big or things like that. Yes, he might think that he wanted to run a business or things like that, but he was not really that much. It's not really that much important. Okay, yeah. He just only kind of like consider that let's just kind of like a something live the life with a job and things like that. So when you have the importance of only this priority, then you will get only this thing. Okay, it's kind of like a something that a buffet. Okay, yeah, like a kind of like a something that let's just imagine that you are in wedding. Okay, yeah, and there are almost like a thousands of cuisine. Okay, yeah, thousands of cuisine dishes and everywhere. Okay, yeah. Now basically it's this thing what you want, it's up to you. Okay, yeah. If you want kind of like a something mixed veg, roti, sabzi, dal, you will get that so easily. It's kind of like a something you just have to close by and you just get it. Okay, yeah. But if you want sushi or if you want hakka noodles, you have to kind of like a somebody go even more further, and then you get hakka noodles and sushi and things like that. If you want continental breakfast or things like that, then if you have then you have to go even more further to get that thing. Okay, obviously let me tell you one thing. Each step is kind of like a somebody comes with a crowd. Okay, yeah. Like basically is this thing, if you want kind of like a mixed veg dal tadka or kind of like a some sabzi roti, it's kind of like a little less crowd. When you have little less crowd, it's kind of like something so easy to get that thing. But when you are try to eat something sushi or any kind of like a continental breakfast or things like that, it became more and more crowder. And when it became more and more crowder, getting that thing is kind of like a something even more difficult when it with kind of like each steps. Okay, yeah. So this is what it is. Like this is what kind of like a something is this thing that ki, is it really important for you that ki, what kind of like a somebody effort that you're putting for what kind of like a somebody value that you get, means like that ki, you are not, you don't want to go into that crowd. Okay, yeah, and you just want to kind of like a get as easy as possible as you can. So basically you will get the dal tadka and dal bhaji puri. It's, yeah, you're good to go. Yeah, you can live the life. Okay, it's okay. But if you want more, then you have to put a little bit of effort. You have to face the crowd and you have to get that sushi and things like that. So this is what I'm trying to tell you, that ki, how much it is important to you that ki, what kind of like a dish that you want to eat, like a, like basically like a reason, a kind of like a drive. Okay, yeah. Not everyone is kind of like a do a business, not everyone kind of like a somebody run up a startup and things like that. It's kind of like a something that ki, they have to be figure it out how much they important for them. Okay, yeah. It's not that kind of like a somebody, everyone is actually mentioned that ki, running a business you can earn so much amount of money, but it's like that ki, how much it important for you. If it is kind of like a somebody so much important for you, then you will gonna get that thing. Okay, yeah, because you gonna face that crowd and you will get that continental breakfast. Yeah. But is that ki, you don't really have that important, it's like you are kind of like a simply settle with the life that whatever it is, then probably that is also okay. You will get the kind of like a subsi roti too. It's up to you. Okay, yeah. And by the way, there is no wrong in that thing. Like having that subsidy route is also really good thing. Like basically is this thing na, money is not the kind of like somebody everything that you want, or money is not the everything that you kind of consider as a everything. No. Like basically is this thing na ki, money is a kind of like a somebody solve only one problem. Okay, yeah, kind of like a something money related. But you were, but dude, we are actually living in the world, everything is actually solved, every problem is actually solved by the money, not by the thing is this. Like basically is this thing, yeah, like most of the problem is actually solved by the money, but not every problem. Okay, yeah. And also another thing na ki, if you are kind of like a chasing big money, then probably you are actually spending more and more time to, you are actually spending more and more time on chasing that money. Okay, yeah, and you don't really have any time to spend with your loved ones, families, or nothing really at all. Like the value of the life is actually determined by the how much money that you have, how much love and respect that you have, how much compassion that you have. This is all those things, and then you get the happiness and things like that. It's not just money. Money is a part of happiness, it's not the entire happiness. Okay, yeah. So basically the question is that ki, like question, okay, sorry, I forgot the question. The question is that ki, making big money isn't important. Okay, yeah. Or like basically what kind of like a somebody person is that, his statement is a kind of like a somebody what something um different from person to person, it's a subjective. Okay, yeah. Like making big money is important or not is kind of like a somebody determined by the personality, determined by the whoever that person and what that person want in his life or not. Okay, yeah. So this is what it is. Okay, it's not that kind of like a something that ki, everyone wants to earn big amount of money, no, nothing like at all. And also there is also one fact that I wanted to tell you is this thing that ki, being rich or being poor is not a kind of like a something determined by the category of the people. Like you are poor, that means you are not good, and you are rich, that means you are good. That is completely very wrong statement. Okay, very wrong statement. Like basically person who earn like a very less amount of money, but he's really happy in his life. He like I seen so many people who are really good in his life, he get all the happiness. Yeah, but it's just like that now, the happiness that you think it is a kind of like a really very different kind of like a happiness. Okay, yeah. Example is this thing na ki, some people are really love to spend time with their loved one and things like that, and they feel really good. They don't really earn that much amount of money, but they are feeling that key they are kind of like a only very special person with someone they have, and they are living the life very grateful, and they love their life, and that is okay, dude. Okay, like basically being rich or being poor is not the credibility of a person. No, it's not. It's a kind of like a something that key what that person want and things like that. Okay, yeah. So so basically is this thing, it's a very subjective question. It's a very kind of like a subjective thing that key how much it important for them, it's up to them. Okay, yeah, how much they will gonna kind of like assembly, because if you want to earn big amount of money, you need to put that effort. Okay, yeah, when you're putting that effort, that means you are sacrificing the people that you love, you are sacrificing the time that you people that you are spending with them. Okay, yeah. So basically it's up to you that ki, are you willing to sacrifice that thing, because you have only one life. You won't be able to kind of like spend chasing the dream and kind of like spending the time with the loved one. No, you have to decide what exactly matter to you, and then you go ahead. Okay, so it is up to you, it is up to the personality and things like that. Now regarding about this question, I'm gonna kind of like ask this question to myself that ki, isn't big question like isn't earning big amount of money is important or not from for me earning big money is really important for me. Okay, yeah, because I have some sort of reason, some sort of purpose to do, not only with the money, with kind of like a simply the position and what kind of like the possibility that I will gonna have. Okay, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing that key for me earning big amount of money is really important. Okay, really important. I'm really agree with that statement that ki, uh, I I need to earn money. It's really important for me. Yeah, because of like the reason that I have. I am not gonna tell you the reason at the moment. Okay, yeah. Like basically, it's this thing. I wanted to establish the business. I wanted to kind of like somebody run up a startup and things like that. Okay, yeah. But I know that in the future I might gonna need more and more money for like most of the things. Okay, like I have some sort of purpose, and I wanted to fulfill that purpose. Every person born with some sort of purpose in their life, and I think I'm born with some sort of purpose, and I have to fulfill that purpose. I think that, so yeah, for that purpose I need to earn more money. All right, and it's really important. All right, yeah. Okay, question is another question. Okay, yeah. You disagree that, sorry, you disagree with the belief that you are not good at money management. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a really good question. Okay, yeah. So what exactly is this question? Okay, so this question is actually kind of like a telling you about that key, how is your money management? Okay, or like basically, do you believe that key, you are not kind of like really good enough to kind of like manage your own money or things like that? Okay, yeah. First of all, is that what is actually money management, and how do I supposed to describe the money management? Okay, yeah. So money management means like that ki, how do you manage your money? Okay, yeah. But it's not kind of like a simply as simple as it kind of like a simply say. Okay, yeah. um First of all is that ki, yes, we are living in the new world. Okay, yeah, and everything is actually bought by the money. Okay, yeah. um Stuff, things, sometimes emotions and happiness too. Not the all the emotions, but yeah, happiness would can also buy from the money too. Like if you wanted to kind of like a something you want to buy kind of like a luxury car and things like that, and buying those luxury car get you a little bit of happiness, then yeah, that is true, you can buy happiness from the money. So we are living in this world, and basically money is became really essential parameter. Okay, to get the kind of like a simply as good as life that you want it is. All right, yeah. Now basically is this thing, when you are try to kind of like a living that particular life, you need to spend money. Okay, and sometimes you need to spend money a lot. Okay, yeah. When you spend money a lot, then probably it's not really good for kind of like a solely money management. Oh yeah, money management is not meant to be kind of like a telling you that ki you have to spend very less amount of money. No, money management is a kind of like a something that ki you know that ki where you are spending the money and what kind of like, quality that you are getting from that money. Okay, yeah. Example that ki you subscribe for Netflix subscription. You have Netflix subscription. Okay, yeah, and you are spending almost like ₹1,000 on every single month. Okay, yeah. But the problem is that ki because of your life is so busy, you can't able to watch any kind of like only movies anywhere at all. Okay, yeah. So probably the money that you are spending is kind of like something really not that good. Okay, yeah. Like this is you have to be kind of like a desubscribe this Netflix channel or things like that, because the money that you are spending, you are not utilizing it, right? You are not getting any kind of like assembly value and things like that. Okay, yeah. Another thing is that ki you bought the house. Okay, yeah. Okay, like house is really essential. Okay, yeah, house is really essential. Okay, let's just say you bought the car. You already have a car, by the way. Okay, you already have a car, but because of kind of like some trending and things like that, you bought another car. By the way, you have money and you bought the another car. Okay, yeah. You bought the another car and without knowing that ki is that car is kind of like some really essential thing for me or not. Like basically is this thing na ki you bought the Lamborghini. Okay, you are living in India and you have a lot of money and you bought the Lamborghini. Okay, yeah. Now first of all, why do you bought the Lamborghini is because of the show off reason. That's it. Okay, because in the real life the utilization of Lamborghini is very less, because you can't drive Lamborghini in India because potholes and speed breaker and things like that. Obviously you can't. Okay, yeah. So what is actually purpose of buying this Lamborghini? It's absolutely nothing. So basically spending the money in Lamborghini in India is probably is really not that good. Okay, yeah. What I'm trying to tell you is this thing, management, money management is about kind of like a something that ki the money that you are spending, you are getting the value or not. If you're not getting that value, that means your money management is not really right. Okay, yeah. Means like that ki whatever the money that you are spending, make sure that ki that thing is kind of like a added some sort of value in you. If it not, then probably your money management is really not that good. Okay, and this is what kind of like only money management means, like that ki try to control the money that you are not getting any kind of like a values from it. Okay, yeah. This is what kind of like something money management. Okay, yeah. There are multiple ways to do that thing. Okay, yeah. By the way, Lamborghini and Netflix, these are kind of like simply such an example that kind of like simply most of people are kind of like a resonate. But there are so many things that you are spending money that you haven't really knew it. Like example is this thing that ki like so many things, dude. There are like you are kind of like a subscribe to so many kind of like a channel, so many kind of like a somebody app things and something like that, and you are not using it. Okay, yeah. And every month is kind of like a somebody you are spending the money. It's not really good. It's not really great. Okay. Another thing is that ki where you are spending money. Okay, yeah. Means like that ki assets or liability. What's the asset and liability? Asset means like that ki you are spending money on such a thing that you will gonna get money from that. Okay, yeah. And liability means like that ki you are spending money but you will not gonna get any kind of like a value from that. Example, you bought the mobile phone. Let's just say you bought the iPhone 16 17 Pro 16 Pro. Okay, at this moment there is a 16 Pro. Okay, yeah. You bought this phone iPhone 16 Pro. Okay, yeah. You are not using that phone. You just bought this phone because of this trending and things like that. Okay, yeah. But is that if you're not using that phone and you decided that you wanted to sell that phone, then probably you won't be able to sell this phone in exact price that you kind of like buy this thing. Like an example is this thing, you buy this phone in 1 lakh rupees. Probably you have to kind of like somebody sell this mobile phone in maybe 80,000 or kind of like a 70,000. So probably is this thing na ki you are kind of like somebody selling that phone in little less amount of price, right? So this is what kind of like only liability. Okay, that means that ki you are not kind of like somebody like basically is this thing that ki kind of like somebody is this thing, the liability is kind of like you spend the money but you will not gonna earn money from it. Okay, yeah. So that is what it is. But probably you are completely wrong, because of that when you buy a phone, it will kind of like a utilize for multiple purpose, and it will gonna add so many values and so many level. But obviously is this thing, if you buy iPhone, that means you already have a phone and things like that. So it's a very different game. Okay, yeah. But you understand what is actually liability and asset. And what is actually asset? Asset means like that you are investing money on such a thing that you will gonna earn money, like SIP, FD, bonds. These are kind of like a stuff that you are kind of like investing money over there, and respect to the time you will gonna earn money through it. Okay, that is called kind of like a simply asset, and that means you are earning money more in the future when you are spending money on this or that, like a gold or another thing. You are investing money on that, like you are gonna buy land or any kind of like a property. This is also kind of like something called as asset. Okay, so this is what it is now. This is what kind of like a somebody is this thing. Oh yeah, so that is called kind of like a simply money management. Okay, yeah. Also another thing is that na ki money management is not meant to be kind of like a things that ki what kind of like a something returns that you get. Sometimes it's kind of like a depend on the value that you get. Okay, now what is actually value? Example is this thing that ki you are a kind of like a something got a job. Okay, yeah. You don't really have father is actually died at the early age of your life. Okay, yeah. Your sister and your mother is kind of like a somebody living in the village. Okay, yeah. Your mother is kind of like a doing this shilai, or like a basically the sewing and things like that. Like she makes a clothes, and she kind of like a make a pick of fall and things like that, and that's it. Okay, you are not really like your family is not really that much wealthy and stuff like that, but you got a job, you put the hard work and things like that, you got a job and you went to city. Okay, now you went to city, you are asked your mother and you are asked your sister to come to live with us, and then basically is this thing, then your sister and mother is started living with you, okay, in the city. Now basically is this thing na ki you realize that your sister is really good at sport, she is really good at cricket or football or whatever it is. Okay, yeah. And then you are spending money on her craft, you are spending money, you are kind of like a spending money to buy some sort of equipment, sports equipment. You are kind of like a let her go to the kind of like a small special club that she can learn that craft more and more good. Okay, yeah. So basically you are spending money on such a thing that you will get value in after very long period of time. Okay, when she became a cricketer or things like that. So basically this is also called as a kind of like a something asset too, because you are spending money on a person, that person is also became asset in the future. Okay, yeah. So this is what kind of like a somebody is this thing. It's like it's not kind of like a somebody that ki where do you spend the money. It's also important that ki like is that money that you are spending is a kind of like a somebody liability or asset or things like that. But sometimes na you kind of like a somebody consider very wrong. Because sometimes you think that ki a mutual fund or SIPs also became kind of like a liability too. Okay, yeah. Or sometime when you buy the car, it became asset too. Okay, yeah. Like basically it's a very like a basically it's not kind of like a somebody kind of like a rigid that if I'm gonna say that ki your mobile phone is a liability, but that is not. Sometimes your phone became asset. Like basically if you are kind of like a somebody stuck at forest and you don't really have any kind of like a somebody something like that ki there is no kind of like a somebody help to reach out to you. Okay, yeah. Your phone is became kind of like a somebody very essential thing. With the phone you can communicate, we can talk, we can kind of like a somebody figure it out. It's a kind of like a something a way that you communicate, and it will kind of like a giving you hope so that you can live life. Okay, yeah. You can communicate and you gonna get help. Okay, so in that particular situation your mobile phone became biggest asset, because it kind of like a saving your life. Okay, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing that ki there is no kind of like a something specific liability, or there is no specific kind of like a something asset. You just have to look at from your point of perspective on what is actually right. Like is it kind of like a somebody giving any kind of like a somebody value. Also I'm telling you a value means like that ki things that you get, money or happiness or any kind of like a something, yeah. These are kind of like a something value. Okay, yeah. And you have to figure it out that ki when you spend some sort of money, what kind of like a something value that you are getting right now, the value that you are getting in the future. Okay, because it's really essential for everything. So basically for that particular purpose you need to kind of like a good management system regarding about money management, like how do you manage your money. Because Like basically when I was doing a job, I just can't even understand where does my salary goes. It just kind of like a suddenly really fucked up, and I'm kind of like a suddenly I just can't even understand where that money goes to. Okay, so basically when I try to do is that I kind of like open the Excel sheet and kind of like somebody spending, like I'm kind of like putting all the detail that where do I spend, like where this money spent over there or there, I'm kind of like putting over there. When I realized that I'm spending so much amount of money on alcohol, where I'm spending that money with like a basically I didn't really drink the alcohol that much, but kind of like I bought the alcohol and I decided that I will gonna drink that alcohol with my friend and things like that. So basically when I found out, when I kind of like do that kind of like Excel sheet and I realize that I'm spending so much of money on alcohol, then I'm kind of like I try to control that thing. I try to kind of like simply not spending that much amount of money with alcohol and things like that. Sometimes when I kind of like try to meet new my friend, I kind of like decided not to drink alcohol and things like that. So basically when I did this thing, I drastically save a lot of amount of money. But the realization is actually happened when I did that budget, when I did that kind of like assembly power, the Excel sheet. And this is what kind of like assembly really is essential. You have to realization of where you are spending money or not. So for that particular thing, I'm gonna make sure that you have to do the Excel sheet, you have to do the understand the, you have to read the bank statement. What's a bank statement? Means like that like you are spending money, so basically the every bank is actually giving you the bank statement. Okay, yeah, you just have to download that bank statement, look at that bank statement, do the realization and things like that. Okay, yeah, this might be kind of like something really tedious at the beginning, but when you try to do those things now, it will kind of like something become more healthier, and you will kind of getting kind of like something very valuable information regarding about where does your money spending. Okay, yeah, if you're earning so much amount of money, then probably hire some sort of person who is kind of like a manage the money for you. Okay, yeah, it is also really essential because that particular person is kind of like a managing your money. It kind of like a tell you that where do you are spending money or not. It also that person is kind of like a telling you that what kind of like some opportunities that you have that you can earn so much amount of money too. So this is what it is, this is what kind of like a this is how you kind of like a manage your money. But important thing is that like basically if you are started and if you want to manage your money, then do the Excel sheet. Okay, yeah, like read the bank statement and do the Excel sheet. It is kind of like really essential and really great. So do that thing, it's really helpful. Okay. Oh, hello. So this is what it is, this is what kind of like something the way that you management. So basically is the thing, am I asked this question, am I really good in management, like a money management thing? Well, probably in somewhat something, like basically at this moment I'm not really earning so much amount of money, but probably is that I am trying to know everything and where does my money going and things like that. Like basically I'm not making any kind of like Excel sheet at the moment because I'm not really earning that much amount of money, because whatever the money that I'm getting is almost like a 500 rupees and 1000 rupees and that's it. And basically all those money are actually spending on kind of like simply the fuel and things like that. Okay, that's it. So probably is this thing that I don't really have that much kind of like a simply spending money on so many things. Okay, yeah, but when I'm earning so much amount of money, then probably it's really essential to do the money management. But right now there are so many apps to kind of like control the money management and things like that, so I will gonna download and use that thing. I'm gonna know more everything about it. So this is it, this is how I kind of like simply money management. All right, this is it, thank you.